Yeah, that's right. Welcome in, welcome back, folks, to a really, really good, tough question to answer edition of the Always Irish Show. Happy to be here. Happy to have you here. Obviously, you know the program could be featured on the channel called, or the brand, the company known as YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate that very much. Give the video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Appreciate that as well. Notifications on that way. You're alerted every time a new episode drops. You don't want to miss it. Twitter, search bar, Always Irish, rat. Always Irish Shane. Emails, alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want me. You can locate me. Call-in line. 312-900-8815. Everybody wants to be heard and seen. Call-in shows picking up steam. Saturday night, we gained a lot of new people. A lot of them showed up for the morning show Monday. I like where this is headed. We're on to something, Always Irish Nation. Fighting Irish Wire. Booty-doo-doo. Type it in. Read about Notre Dame every day. So, I came across a Notre Dame football question the other day on Twitter, posed from Darren Pritchett. I don't have a good answer for. I don't have a good answer. I have no good answer to the question this guy posed about Notre Dame football. Let's see if you do. I'm going to bring it up on the screen, show you the question and the answers and my answer to it, and we're going to discuss the philosophy behind it. Let's go. Follow me on this adventure. So Darren Pritchett asks, which is the biggest loss to Notre Dame football's offense? OC, Tommy Rees, 24%. Tyler Buckner, 21.5%. Logan Diggs, 54.5%. Okay? So let's go over this again. Make sure we all got what's going on here, okay? The biggest loss to Notre Dame's offense, Rees, 24. Buckner, 21.5. Logan, 54.5. Okay. So, how did I respond? I need to see into the future to know if Hartman stays healthy or not next year to answer this. So, that was my initial reaction to the tweet. And so, let's talk about this. Let's really, it's so interesting. Let's talk through it together. Here's my answer. It depends. It totally depends. This is almost an impossible question to answer right now, which is why it was probably a good question for him to ask. Let's talk through my thinking here. The only way I could ever entertain that my answer to this would be Rees is if our offense cannot do anything next year. That's the only way. Are you worried about that after seeing the blue and gold game and what Hartman did? And oh, by the way, did it with half the offense? I'm not. I do not have that worry. So that would be the only way that I would really go, oh no, without Rees, this is all falling apart, is if we throw an offense out there that takes a step back from where Rees left it, needing to take 10 steps forward. I don't see that happening. And if it was going to happen and be that bad, there's no way Hartman would have ran that offense the way he did. There's no way. With half the guys divided out on the first team even, he wasn't even doing it with all the first-string players. So I do not have that worry. So 25% of those people love Rees because he's a Notre Dame guy, not because of what got accomplished here. Those are very different things. Now, the other thing that could come up if you were considering Rees as your answer would be developing quarterbacks. No. That is a big, fat, absolutely not no. Every single starting quarterback Notre Dame had under Kelly, and then Kelly and Rees got worse, not better, statistically, the longer they played for these guys. Anybody want a red flag? How about every quarterback that started under these guys, the more they played, the numbers went down? And you want me to cry and miss that? I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me. Name one of those quarterbacks whose numbers got better the more they played for those two guys. You can't, because the number doesn't exist and the person doesn't exist. Even Book and all he did, and we loved him for being grindy and fighty and all that. His numbers regressed the longer he started. They did. The numbers went down the more he played. Now, the ancillary argument to that is, well, look at the talent around these quarterbacks. What do they got to work with? Fine. If you want to blame that, guess who that's on? Reese and Kelly. There's no escape here where the road doesn't lead back to one of those two guys putting all this together and developing it. So now I just dismantled the 25% picking Reese. Okay? Now we're down to Buckner or Diggs. Here's why this is impossible to answer. Does Hartman stay healthy all next year? All next year. If he does, then not having Buckner is no big deal for 23. You could argue what it means for 24. But if Hartman stays healthy, you're not going to miss Buckner next year. We could debate 24 all we want. But if Hartman goes down, then the answer is very clearly Tyler Buckner. He will be needed desperately if Hartman gets hurt. And now we don't got him. We don't have him. So all of that depends on if Hartman is alive and upright or not. Diggs, let's move on to that one. Listen, I absolutely loved what Diggs brought to this offense. But this is one of, if not the deepest position group Notre Dame has. Estime, Payne, Price, Love is fantastic for now and the future. Add Tyree in there, flexed out to wide receiver. Like, this group can absorb that hit. This group can easily absorb that hit. So, what do I want the answer to this question to be? I want the answer to be none of them. That's an ideal world. Hartman stays healthy, which allows Minchie and Angeli to get backup snaps, develop whatever you're going to do there. And our frontline guy stays good. The offense looks good with Hartman running it. That answers the Reese part of it. And the running backs do what I think they're going to do. And we just keep it moving. So if this all goes right, let's be honest, what the hell in Notre Dame land ever does? But if it all goes right, none of them are huge losses. None of them are huge losses. The offense takes a big jump forward for a lot of reasons. Hartman stays healthy, so you don't need Buckner, and it lets the other guys develop. And then you divide out the carries among Estime and these younger guys I love. I want the answer to be none of them. None of them. The closest I could get to answering this would be Buckner. It ain't Reese and it ain't Diggs, just not because of him, but because of what we have at that position. So Buckner, I think, would have to be my default answer, but I want the answer to be none. Hartman stays healthy all year, and then you go into 24, the young guys emerge, Carr comes in, balling out, whatever it is. I need the answer to be none, or we're not going to be having very much fun. What do you guys think? Let me know. Am I thinking of this right? Let me know what you guys think.